Hey there friends. Today, Maya and Momo are going to show you how to build a cool project, a car price prediction model using Python. Suppose you want to buy a used car and need to know its fair price. This machine learning model will help with that. You should also start learning and follow along step by step. The project starts with a dataset. This dataset has lots of information about used cars, such as names, the year they were made, how much they've been driven, and their selling price. We'll use this data to teach our model how to make predictions. To get started, we need to set up our tools. First, install Python from the official website. If you get stuck, you can refer to Chapter 8 in this course for more help. If you already have Python installed on your computer, you can skip this step. Next, we'll go to our favorite IDE and install some special libraries. Think of them as powerful tools that make our work easier. We'll use libraries like pandas to handle data and scikit-learn to build our machine learning model. Run the following command in your IDE to install the necessary libraries for this project. Pip install pandas streamlit scikit-learn. Now, let's bring in these libraries into our Python script using the code shown. We'll use pandas to work with our data, streamlit to create a simple web app for our model, scikit-learn to train and test the machine learning model, and matplotlib and seaborn to visualize our data. With our libraries ready, let's load the dataset. Using pandas, we'll read the data and store it in a data frame, which allows us to easily view, manage, and manipulate the data. Before we can use the data, we need to prepare it. This means converting categories, like fuel type and car transmission, into numbers that our model can understand. We'll also turn car names into numbers using something called label encoder. Now, we need to choose which pieces of information, or features, our model will use to make predictions. We will also explicitly set the target variable that we want to predict. We'll also split our data into two parts, one for training our model and one for testing how well it performs. With our data ready, it's time to build our model. We'll use a method called linear regression to learn from our training data. This model will then predict car prices based on what it has learned. Now that we have trained our linear regression model, we need to understand how good it is at predicting car prices on unseen data. We will use our test data for this. We are going to be looking at two metrics to understand the model's accuracy, RMSE and R-squared score. RMSE measures the average difference between our model's predictions and the actual value for that data point. The R-squared score tells us how much of the variation in the price of a car can be explained by the model we have trained. Let's use the code Maya is using to test the accuracy of our model. When we run this code, we get an RMSE of 2.32 and an R-squared score of 0.82. This means that the model is reasonably good at predicting the price of cars. But what could be stopping our model from being even more accurate? To understand this, let's plot out the residuals. The residuals are the difference between the predicted values and actual values. We can represent them using a scatter plot using the code below. Okay, we can see from the residuals plot that the model predictions are quite good for cheap and average priced cars, but the predictions for expensive cars are way off. This is probably because we do not have enough data on expensive cars for the model to learn from. But this model is good enough to be deployed, so let's do that. To make our model user-friendly, we'll create a web app with Streamlit. This app will allow users to input car details and get a predicted price with just a click. See our app in action. Maya is going to enter details for a used car. She selects the car name, year, present price, kilometers driven, fuel type, transmission type, and ownership status. After entering all the information, she clicks on Predict Price. And there it is. The app predicts that the car should be priced around 5.61 lakhs. Maya is thrilled with how easy it is to get a fair price estimate using the AI model, and that's a wrap. Maya and Momo have shown you how to build a car price prediction model using Python. We hope you had as much fun and learning as they did. Keep exploring, keep learning, and who knows what fantastic projects you'll create next. Thanks for watching.